You hear us report on it all the time. Many house fires, they start here in the kitchen. Oftentimes, firefighters tell us they don't have working smoke detectors. Well, that's why daylight saving time is a great reminder to change those batteries. Matt Groseclose with the Greensboro Fire Department is here to talk about the importance of smoke detector checks. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
As always.
Good to see you.
And so why is it that daylight saving time is tied to this, or is this something that we've manufactured?
It's just a wonderful checkpoint, if you will. People should actually be checking their smoke alarms once a month, but most people forget about it. So the slogan of change your clocks, change your batteries just makes people think about it at least twice a year.
So once a month, does anybody, I mean, that seems often.
I try to. Honestly, a lot of people probably may do it every time they hear about it. So if they're watching WFMY tonight, they're thinking about, I do need to test that smoke alarm.
Right, and it's fairly easy.
It is. I mean, here's one of our smoke alarms that we have. There's just a push to test button. You hold it for a couple of seconds. It beeps a few times. If you beep, you know it's still in working order. But you also have to check the date on it. A lot of people don't notice or think about the fact that their smoke alarm expires. They need to look at the date on the back of it. This one in particular says 2017. So next year, this particular alarm would need to be replaced.
Got it. Okay. And then when it comes to the battery, how do you know when the battery's out? Is that the answer is just as simple as it's not working?
If it's a regular battery operated alarm, it's going to chirp. It's not going to do the whole alarm sound. It's going to chirp. But the great thing is most new alarms, especially this model, comes with a long-lasting lithium battery. So it's going to last for the life of the alarm. You don't even have to change it anymore.
So how do you know if you've got one of these new ones or an old one that needs a new battery?
It's going to be sealed, and you are going to see on it that there's not a place to open it up and put one of the 9-volt batteries in. So this one in particular, you can't even open it up.
So when you go to change the battery, if there's no battery, you know that you don't have to change the battery.
Well, if you can't access the battery. So this one doesn't have a kind of a battery area. You can see that the battery's in there. You just can't actually access it to change it. So when it starts to chirp and beep, that means it's the end of the life of the alarm. You throw the alarm away and you get a new one.
Got it. So, you know, some of the firefighters recently came over and put some smoke detectors into my place, and there was, I don't believe there was a battery thing on them, but they wrote in big letters on this, or big numbers on the side, when it expires.
That way, even if you're not thinking about it, if it starts to chirp or you get to that twice a year, you look at your alarm and you say, okay, so for yours, I think it was last year, you look at 2035 and you say, I'm going to replace them again that year.
Okay, and can you just get these at the store? I've never actually seen them in the store.
You can get them at Home Depot, Lowe's, any local hardware store. We also have a smoke alarm replacement program here with the Greensboro Fire Department for homeowners in the city. They can reach out to us either online by going to gfdnc.com or giving us a call. They can call us at 336-373-2576. We actually send fire trucks out to people's homes, especially elderly residents, to help them with that change. We don't want people getting up on a ladder and falling.
I was very surprised at how easy it was to make an appointment to get the firefighters to come out to change it.
I think you had pretty good service, right?
Yeah, I mean, does that happen? I mean, how often do you get these calls?
We probably get 5 to 6 every single day on average, and then we send the fire trucks out first thing in the morning to people's homes.
Interesting. So, and you've got an upcoming event, right?
We do. We're partnering with the American Red Cross next Saturday, March 21st, for their Sound the Alarm campaign. We're going to be in the Cone Mills community just off of Yanceyville Street. Anybody in those neighborhoods is going to be getting a door hanger on their door in the next couple of days. They're going to be doing what they call pre-canvassing. And then people can, of course, call the Red Cross at any time, and people can volunteer for that event. They can go online to soundthealarm.org, click Find an Event. They can find the local one here in Greensboro if they want to go help people either do home safety checks or help hang up the alarms themselves.
How important is it to have a working smoke detector?
Well, I'll tell you something. When we see people who either get injured or killed in their homes, a lot of times those emergencies happen in the middle of the night, typically between midnight and 7 a.m. when people are sleeping. The thing is that you just simply don't wake up. You don't smell the smoke. Out of the fire fatalities in the state of North Carolina last year, more than half of them didn't have working smoke alarms, and most of them occurred in the middle of the night.
Wow, what would you say is the biggest misconception that people have about working smoke alarms?
It won't happen to me, or they only think about it when they need it. Talked to a lot of people that say, until I heard it chirp, I didn't even remember that I had one. So, and everybody needs them. You need at least one on every floor of your home, ideally one in every single bedroom. We say every sleeping area. So if you have a basement and somebody may take a nap down there, you need a smoke alarm. Your living room, etc.
One thing that was surprising to me when the guys came over to install mine, I just figured that they would put it right outside the kitchen because we know that this is where fires tend to start, but they said you actually don't want it by the kitchen.
Correct. If you're staying in the kitchen, we say stand by what you fry, and you're right with, you're paying attention to what you're doing. You don't want that smoke alarm in there, because if you're making bacon or something that has grease, it's going to set the alarm off to begin with. So you want it outside of there. As long as you're paying attention to what's going on, you shouldn't have any problems. And if you have a small problem that starts, I brought just a pot lid with me today, and on it I have the #1, because this is the #1 option that people should have in their kitchen in the event that they have a cooking fire. Just simply put it down on top of the pan that they're using to cook and turn off the burner.
Since that is where many of the fires start, seems easy enough. There's also, I know Tanya talks about these all the time, these stovetop something or others.
Stovetop fire stops, we've seen them be very effective. We had a grant a number of years ago and put them in a lot of local apartment complexes, and they have stopped fires over the years because they emit a agent that goes down on top of the cooking fire and extinguishes it.
Ruins the food, but hey, it saves the house,
It
right?
saves the house, exactly.
Matt Groseclose, thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate it.